And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. Bill Porter is serving as the superintendent of Mentor Schools. He spent more than 30 years serving Northeast Ohio communities as an educator in the roles of assistant superintendent, director of K-8 education, principal, assistant principal, teacher of English, and a coach. Bill is highly involved in the prestigious and nationwide League of Innovative Schools, and he earned the John Weiss Lake County Administrator of the Year Award as its first ever recipient. Mr. Porter completed his undergraduate work and master's degree at John Carroll University before earning his superintendent's license. He has lived in the Mentor School District for 27 years with his wife, Marie, and she's also an educator. Together, they have raised a loving family with 4 daughters, Jackie, Nicole, Michelle, and Danielle. And on a personal note, I have enjoyed working and partnering with Bill the last 3 years, so it's my pleasure to introduce you.
Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl. You can hear okay? Yeah. Good? Okay. And for Cheryl, we are going to welcome her into the Mentor Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame in April. So she's a proud graduate, and this is a really big year for her. So congratulations, Cheryl. Thank you. I would first like to thank Chris Weber and the Chamber for providing the opportunity to update the business community with the State of the Schools Luncheon again this year. I also want to thank everyone in the room, and there are a lot of familiar faces, for taking time out of your busy schedules to support our schools. Additionally, this morning, I want to thank and introduce our board members in attendance. If you could please stand. Our board president, Mr. Ken Buckley. Other board members, Mary Briner, Jenny Jessling, Tom Tuttle, and our vice president, who could not be with us today, Deanne Roberts. Round of applause, please. Something that's been very important to us is operating with a strong strategic plan. And everything we do stems from that strategic plan that was developed from input from the community, as well as our own teachers and support staff. And in between our rewrites of the plan, we continue to gather as a large group each May to reflect on the goals, accomplishments, and what adjustments are needed. So, as we've done the past few years, I'd like to give today's presentation under the context of our strategic plan. Before we begin, I need to recognize the members of our administrative team, who are really the drivers of the strategic plan. Would those administrative team members please stand in the room wherever you may be? And I know they're going to be shy. They're mostly they're in the way back, some are on the sides, a few are up here. They are shy. But without them, this wouldn't be possible. The strategic plan centers around our vision statements that drive what we do each day. Together, we ensure a safe learning environment. We provide a balanced, high-quality education. We maximize our district resources, and we encourage the strong community partnerships. Our absolute number one priority is providing a safe learning environment where students can grow academically, socially, and emotionally. Under the safety umbrella, we continue with long-time protocols like Alice or Rachel's Challenge, and we continue our focus on mental health issues with the guidance of our own experts on staff, along with those from Crossroads. We do, however, have a lot of new safety initiatives that I want to share with you today. Just prior to this school year, we held our most sophisticated safety drill ever at Mentor High School in partnership with the Mentor Police and Mentor Fire, and several other surrounding emergency agencies, including having some other chiefs who joined us as well. I know some of the images that you're seeing on the screen may look alarming, but working through a scenario drill like this one is important to strengthen our knowledge about school-based emergencies. On this day, we brought back some students and teachers from their summer break to serve in their roles, as well as some administrators to experience a very realistic shooting simulation that allowed us to practice our responses, and it enabled us to set up our own command center. We were actually making real-time decisions in concert with police and fire personnel which is how it would be in an actual emergency. And I can't emphasize enough how much we learned that day. Similarly, a drill like this one serves as very effective training for our local police and fire. They assured us that they too learned as much as we do in a drill like this. A drill like this takes immense planning, and we're so very grateful for the support of our city safety forces because the takeaways are so valuable. In fact, this strong partnership between Mentor Schools, police, and fire was on display in November in front of school boards and district leaders from all across the state of Ohio at the Ohio School Boards Association Conference in Columbus. We presented on a variety of different initiatives that we collaborate on, from the obvious things like real-life emergencies and false alarm threats and safety drills, to the things that help us with everyday life, like the charity work and classroom lessons. Let's hear a couple of thoughts from our chiefs that they shared during their presentation.
I have a daughter that attends Mentor High School. I had another daughter, she graduated in 2017. Several of my officers have children in the schools, so it's always on their mind, safety for our schools because of that connection. But it's not just those children, it's friends of our children, it's our neighbors and their children. The kids are at the core of our community, and it's the job of the police department, fire department, and the school to provide that safe learning environment.
Again, everybody at the Mentor School District care, and the people that are responsible to make this work make safety their top priority.
We were so honored to present with our chiefs. I'd like to thank them now, and I would like to ask them to stand. Police Chief Ken Gunch and Fire Chief Bob Searles. Thank you, gentlemen. Also, working together, we have been able to expand our police presence in our school buildings to include officer shifts at our largest elementary school, which is Ridge, all day, every day. This is an extension of already having a full-time district school resource officer and extra officer shifts at Mentor High School and both middle schools. This time last year, we shared plans to install exterior cameras on our buses because our bus drivers and the police were both reporting an increase in the number of cars running through bus stop signs and flashing red lights. Since getting those cameras up and running on our fleet of 78 buses, we have reported more than 150 violations to Mentor and Mentor on the Lake Police Departments and to the Lake County Sheriff's Office. As a result, 53 citations in Mentor, 12 in Mentor on the Lake, and 12 in the county have been issued. But again, our goal is not about the number of tickets. Rather, we want to raise awareness and urge drivers to follow the law and stop for our buses. We are also grateful that our cameras were grant funded from the Attorney General's office. You've just heard a lot about physical safety initiatives we're working on, but we are equally focused on the social and emotional safety as well. And we have a number of initiatives in place. This year, we've expanded our partnerships with both NAMI, which stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, as well as Crossroads of Mentor. One example occurred between May and October when NAMI experts came to our schools to talk with students in grades 7 through 12 about raising awareness of mental health conditions, and specifically sharing a message that depression is treatable and suicide is preventable. The experts provided tips on what students might notice in a peer who's experiencing an issue and how to seek help. Additionally, this program was offered one evening for any parents who wanted to attend. And while we've been working with Crossroads for a number of years, we're very excited that due to wellness funds from the governor's office, we are expanding the Crossroads presence in our schools starting, actually, yesterday. We now have a full-time Crossroads counselor in each of our elementary school buildings. We already have full-time Crossroads counselors at Mentor High and the 2 middle schools. This grant also enabled us to move our own guidance counselors who are serving the middle schools part-time to working full-time with our middle school students. We are so appreciative of the structures we've put in place with Crossroads to help all of our students. Also, I think it's worth pointing out that we continue to proactively monitor our students' online activities when they are using our own school devices at school or even at home. If a student searches certain keywords, the monitoring system flags the search, and these alerts are monitored 24/7, 365. We are notified, depending on the level of concern, via email, text, or if really serious, a phone call any time of day or night. Many of the alerts are false alarms. However, there have been instances where we've been able to have conversations with parents and students, and we've put additional supports in place for someone who's struggling with something. Finally, under the safety umbrella, I want to show you this. It's a new spin on our kindness rally.
1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
Yep, that's what it sounds like when you get all of the district's 4th and 5th graders together and excited about something. We decided to try something new on an event we've been hosting for years, and it went really well. The Kindness Rally has typically been held every other year for middle school and high school students from all over Lake, Ashtabula, and Geauga counties, using the peer leader model to address topics such as kindness, acceptance, diversity, and inclusion, with the hope that they will share what they've learned with the greater student bodies back in their schools. We realize, too, that a peer-to-peer message can often be more powerful than hearing from the adults all of the time. But now, during the off year, we will bring in our own 4th and 5th graders for similar work, so this way we know every child in our district will experience the younger version of the Kindness Rally, which you can tell they seem to appreciate.
I'd say it was important to come to a nice, good event like this so number one, you can have a lot of fun. Number two, you can come back to whatever school you're at and teach it to younger students so they can follow your example.
And now to talk about the reason we exist and the reason we excel. Our goal is to provide a well-rounded, high-quality education for the children of our community. That education starts with solid courses, but it's the teachers who make those courses come to life. We are blessed with well over 500 exceptional teachers who have committed their work to our students, and we have a handful of those teachers representing us here today, and I'm going to ask them to stand to be recognized at that table. One of the ways our teachers stay on the leading edge of education is through professional development, whether it takes place here in Paradigm or in the school buildings, or with their colleagues. The learning really never stops. With that said, we continue to focus on updating our learning spaces to meet the evolving instructional needs of our students and our teachers. We have revitalized all of our learning spaces at the high school and the middle schools, and at the elementaries, we're currently working to update classrooms through the grade levels. 4th and 5th are complete, 3rd is actually happening this year, and we'll wrap up with kindergarten through 2nd grade over the next couple of years. These spaces are flexible, comfortable, and more collaborative for students and teachers. They're also more conducive to teaching and learning with small groups of children at a time, or facilitating small group work in general. The spaces also resemble many of the changed environments that are appearing in college campuses or in the work world. And part of ensuring well-rounded students who are getting a high-quality education means recognizing and embracing that there are a lot of important life lessons we need to teach that go beyond the reading, writing, and arithmetic. A lot of those lessons can be embedded into the typical classrooms, but one way we've decided to enhance this is by adding advisory periods to the school day. This has been a daily practice at the middle school for several years now, and just this year, we've been adding it at the high school. Similarly, at the elementary level, each class has a daily morning meeting where important topics can be discussed. Topics can include everything from anti-bullying messages and building a culture of kindness, to see something, say something, to having guest speakers from local agencies. The focus is on building relationships between adults and students, through mentorship and support. Another topic covered heavily in advisory and elsewhere is digital citizenship. In education, we certainly understand the power of the new tools we have at our disposal that didn't exist, or at least didn't look the same way when we were going through school. These tools have changed the landscape, the speed, and the depth of student learning. And for today's learners who have never experienced life without Google or information at their fingertips, we need to make sure we're teaching responsible uses of technology, because if misused, that can certainly pose a danger as well. So at all levels, K through 12, we're teaching digital citizenship in an age-appropriate way. This includes teaching the importance of producing a positive digital footprint, being safe online, identifying good information sources, and much more. We're keeping parents up to date about these lessons through a monthly newsletter. And when it comes to curriculum, at the high school level, we're designing different pathways for students. One pathway that remains very important to us is a very rigorous one for some of our high academic achieving students. We meet their needs through an array of advanced placement course offerings, which translates many times into college credit. The video is showing some of our AP students being recognized in Columbus at the OSBA Student Achievement Fair. Their work in Mentor High's AP Research and Capstone course resulted in their work being published in a national research journal. Even the state superintendent makes a cameo appearance in our clip. Our students continue to excel in the district in our AP courses, the majority of them earning high marks on their advanced placement tests. And career tech is a pathway for students that just keeps getting stronger. In these courses, the classroom really meets the real world with hands-on learning, and students gain necessary skills and experience that will help them in future careers. Many of the courses are developed to meet actual workforce gaps that have been identified, so students are on a path to earn industry credentials as needed, where we know jobs are available and rewarding careers are within reach. We currently offer 17 career tech courses for our students, and they're excited about this opportunity.
I'm more of like an active kid and I can't sit still for very long, so I really enjoy coming here and getting to move around and stand up. I decided to go into the welding program because whenever I was growing up, I always liked to get my hands dirty and work on things and build things and tinker and whatnot.
I chose this program because I have a passion for being in the medical field and helping others, and I figured if I want to do this in my future, I want to get a taste of it, just to see if it's really what I want to do.
So we're currently finalizing plans for 2 new course offerings for this year, and it's a little bit early, but very exciting. A 1-year emergency medical technician program with Mentor Fire, located right here at Station 5, as Northeast Ohio is facing a shortage of public safety personnel. And we're teaming up with Classic of Mentor to offer a 2-year automotive technician program for high school students right on the Classic campus. For some students who do not find career tech to be the right fit but are looking for real-world, hands-on learning, we're now offering several semester-long internships in the healthcare field and communication field. Thank you to our partnership with Lake Health. We are in our 2nd year of offering internships with doctors, nurses, physical therapists, and other medical professionals. This has been an amazing opportunity for our students. And this year we added video productions and public relations internships offerings for our students at our own communications department. We will look for opportunities and the right community partnerships to continue to expand internships for our students. We are also very proud of our programming for students with special needs. In October, our Cardinal Lab program from Mentor High School was selected as one of the most innovative programs in the country for how it promoted equity for students. We were invited to present at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. during the League of Innovative Schools Fall Conference. We were able to put on full display how our students gain independent living skills and school-to-work job skills in a tiered program that is truly transformational. The next component of the strategic plan is resources. And like everything we do, we stick to the fiscal beliefs to be good stewards of our tax dollars. Something that drives a lot of our financial decision making is student enrollment. Here's a look at enrollment by grade level, and you see that the classes, the higher grades, the classes are in the 600s, followed by mostly classes in the low to mid 500s for our younger grades. What this shows is that we're still looking at some minor declining enrollment when you compare that exiting senior class to the incoming kindergarten numbers each year. But there is a leveling out that's happening. Part of that has occurred because in most of those in-between grades, we are gaining more students than we're losing as time passes. We just conducted a new enrollment study that takes into account live births, housing permits, buildable land, historical data, and census data, among other things. And we did a 10-year lookout that projects a fairly steady enrollment for mentor schools for the next several years. Also, with declining enrollment comes important facilities decisions. And as you know, we've condensed the number of buildings we operate proportionately to declining enrollment, so that our buildings operate at healthy capacities. In doing so, we've been able to sell unused buildings and properties such as Brentmore and Rice. And currently, Garfield Elementary School remains on the market. Monies earned from the sale of buildings goes back into the Permanent Improvement Fund to help us maintain and enhance all of our other buildings and grounds. And speaking of capital projects, here's one we're very excited about. The new softball field is almost complete right across the parking lot. This is an important addition to our athletic program to make sure we're providing equitable facilities for our student athletes. And as you can see from the images, when there isn't snow on it, it's beautiful and our players are excited.
We can't wait to play on the field because it's a new feel and we're all excited for the season, especially our seniors, because we've been able to play on the fields that we've had and we just can't wait for a new experience and to get all together. And we're just super grateful for everything that has been put into it because we know it has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort from everyone in the community, and we can't wait to finish out and have a good season.
And also underway right now is the renovation of the back wing of the Jacqueline A. Hoynes building, which houses our CARES program. This is our state-of-the-art specialized school for students with autism. CARES opened in 2011 when Headlands Elementary closed. And at that time, the front wing of the building was renovated, but as enrollment grew, it was time to renovate the back wing. So soon, the entire building will be ideally equipped to serve our students. And the next component of our strategic plan has definitely really already been demonstrated throughout, our community partnerships are so strong and so valued. But we have a few more of these to mention. When we talk about community, it's not just about our residents we need to focus on, but it's even our mentor school's internal community, our employees, and our team here. I'm a strong believer that a positive workplace is a more productive one as well. So we're working with Gallup and using their data-driven surveys with our entire mentor school staff. The survey results have led to state-of-the-team conversations among our buildings and in departments, and ways we can improve what we do. This is important because it'll help us be the best we can, ultimately for the sake of our students. Along with the internal surveying, we also expanded our Gallup work this year to include students and parents separately as well. Results are being shared with our PTAs and student groups, and we will be able to reflect together to make meaningful improvements for mentor schools. One of the goals for community partnerships in the strategic plan is to nurture and cultivate a well-connected community. We are often the link between students and businesses, or families and supports. Just last month, we hosted our first ever college internship and job fair called Career Bound, where we were looking to connect recent graduates enrolled in college or recent graduates with local employers to explore real existing opportunities. There were many partners on this event, including the Chamber and the Port Authority. As local businesses are looking for young professionals and interns, many were on board with our idea. 50 businesses quickly signed up, and more than 150 job seekers were there to interview, as together, hopefully, we can bring some of these young people back home.
I go to school about an hour away, but Mentor will always be my home, so if I can find something at a local company, it would mean a lot to me just to be close to my family. With growing up in Mentor, I went to school here, I played sports here, I know a lot of people from Mentor, but I've never really known a lot about businesses in Mentor. So being at this event and being able to talk to different organizations who are looking for internships and want to keep us close to home is really great, and I've definitely made a lot of connections today.
And in a similar event style, our business advisory group hosts a career expo for students of all ages. This event isn't the traditional job fair where you're looking to hire. This is to expose students to opportunities that are available right here in the community. We're thankful for everyone who takes time out of their busy schedules to do this and to help give our students some ideas about their future. Another event that we're bringing back for year 2 this coming spring is our in-demand jobs breakfast, another partnership with Mentor Chamber and the City of Mentor. Here we ask local businesses who have jobs that are on the in-demand list to attend, and we seat them with students who may be interested in those jobs simply to mingle and to have casual conversation over breakfast. It's just about bringing people together. If you're interested in attending this event on May 4th this year, please contact us to let us know. So all throughout this presentation, we've talked about the ways our community gives to and supports our students, but please know, our students, staff, and schools do so much also to give back to the community. On the screen is just one example from our Trike and Bike event where children raise money for pediatric cancer research. But also, our students spend thousands of hours each year helping their neighbors in various ways, and that's something for which we can all definitely feel proud. We are also proud to have earned the Purple Star Award this year from the state of Ohio at Mentor High School. The Purple Star is earned when schools show a major commitment to students and families connected to our nation's military. Part of earning this designation means having a staff member take a special course to serve as a liaison for families. One of our teachers, Chad Russo, who is a veteran himself, volunteered to take the course necessary to earn that role. Less than 6% of the schools in Ohio have been given this honor, and we are very proud to be one of them. Finally, under this component, we've launched our new website, and it is our hope to be easily accessible to all. If you'd like, you can sign up to be on our email list, and from time to time, but not too often, we will send you information about Mentor Schools. So certainly thanks to our supportive community. But beyond the curricular opportunities for our students, it is important to know we offer more than 60 clubs, activities, and sports here at Mentor High, and more than 25 at the middle school level, and dozens at the elementaries, which means there's a lot to celebrate. Here are just some of the high school highlights since I spoke here since last year. Mentor is not home to one, but 2 state champion athletes. Kelsey Morgan earned the gold medal on the beam at the state gymnastics meet. Then Paige Floria jumped almost 20 feet to win the state long jump title for girls. And we had not one, but 2 state runner-up teams, girls track and boys baseball. We had more AP Scholar recipients than ever before, and state qualifying Science Olympiad teams. We had award-winning artists and musicians, including our Fighting Cardinal Marching Band receiving the highest rating possible at state competition for the 2nd straight year. And this year we have 4 National Merit semifinalists and 9 commended students. And we had not 1, not 2, but 3 perfect scoring ACT students in this year's senior class who happen to be with us here today, and I'm going to ask them to stand to be recognized. Sarah Ramaya, James Roski, and Samuel Webster. Thank you. And just to be clear, only 1/10 of 1% of students who take the AC actually achieve the perfect score, so we're pleased to have 3. This list could go on. And as you know, we have so much to be proud of in Mentor Schools, such as our regional football championship football team this year, led by our longtime coach and friend, Steve Trevisano, who retired just after our final game. I'd be remiss today if I didn't include Coach, who just returned yesterday from the NFL Pro Bowl, where he was honored as National High School Coach of the Year, Don Shula Award. Congratulations, Coach. Steve has been a student here, a parent, and a teacher, but he is best known as Coach. And no one can dispute the success he's had on the field for 23 years. But what many outsiders don't know is the difference he's made for the players off the field. He's always taught them how to be good citizens in our community, how to give back. And for these life lessons, his players have not been shy about saying that they love him. Coach's impact will be felt in Mentor for decades to come. And I just thought this gives Coach one more time to take the microphone. Come on up, Coach.
First and foremost, thank you to everyone who's made my 23 years as the coach exceptional. I couldn't do it without all the people in the school, the great people I've got to work with, all the people in the city who have given everything they have to us, to the people in the business community who's done a great job of helping us and supporting us. It's not easy to do to run a football program. We couldn't do it without all of you, and I want to thank all of you for giving me this opportunity today, and I appreciate everything. I'm deeply humbled and honored to have been the head football coach in this town for 23 years, and I know we did our best to make all of you proud and go put on a show, and more importantly, I think what we did is we gave a lot of great young men and women an opportunity to work and to learn what it is to work hard and dedicated and disciplined, and I think we've created a lot of great people for the business world that we couldn't be more proud of. Again, thank you. It's been my honor and privilege to have been head football coach here, and God bless to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. I know one of your measures is the place better from you having been here? Well, in your case, it certainly is. And we're much better off for having had you as part of Mentor Schools. And isn't that always the goal, to get better? And when I stand before you each year up here, we try to show evidence of moving forward and being the best that we can be. But we also know we're not perfect. So we humbly self-reflect and we make any necessary changes as we go. And as you know, we will never stop working to provide the best we can for the young people of our community. And with that, I want to thank you for your attendance and attention here today. And as always, we appreciate and support your support of Mentor Schools. Thank you.